Last week, the Biden administration announced it plans to allow further construction on a border wall in South Texas. Now, to do that, it's waiving 26 federal environmental laws. The move facing some criticism from environmentalists as well as immigration advocates. KXAN's Tom Miller talked with Austin immigration attorney Kate Lincoln-Gold-finch about the impact that this could have.
The Biden administration is arguing that this is coming from funding that was approved by the Trump administration, that this is a legal obligation. Do you see it that way?
Well, yes and no. The Biden administration says that this funding was appropriated by Congress for border wall construction in 2019. And yet, Secretary Mayorkas said some pro-wall words in the federal notice about the construction, and the Biden administration has waived a handful of federal laws and regulations in order to proceed with the construction. So on the one hand, they're saying it's out of their hands. On the other hand, they are taking positive actions to allow for this construction to occur now.
And it's being reported that this could add another 20 miles to the border barrier at our southern border. How do you see that impacting immigration?
You know, I think a 20-mile border barrier is not going to have an overall impact on migration. There are, of course, many, many more miles of border, and we all know that border construction, a wall construction, is not what stops migration. It's positive policies along the border that are clear, that are unchanging, that are dignified, and that are orderly. And we haven't had that, frankly, for a handful of years now.
And this certainly feels like a policy shift by the Biden administration. For people in your line of work who are working to help immigrants, how is it being received?
It's very frustrating to have the Biden administration going towards building a wall when, of course, they said early on in the administration that they would never do something like this. And it's also something that we have seen. We've seen a lot of back and forth and not clear policy from the Biden administration on immigration overall. And I think it's because at the end of the day, it is such a hot button issue that politicians are afraid of taking a stance and making progress in the realm of immigration, which harms everybody. It's really bad for our economy, and it's only going to get worse as our population ages.
Immigration attorney Kate Lincoln-Gold-finch, we appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.